Hey YouTube, this is Ben Gessel. How's it going? So I had an unexpected student cancellation this morning. All's forgiven. It's okay. That's a different deal. So I'm just kind of gonna get some food here and gonna be a little bit of time before my next lesson. Today I have one other lesson scheduled today. Um, but I'm gonna be talking about. So yeah, you guys, I need to get a haircut. I know. But my hair is a little bit messy still in the morning. So I'm going to be talking about something that you guys probably are going to be aware of at some point. It's in your email inboxes, if you aren't already. I just read YouTube's new terms of service, and I imagine that there's probably a lot of videos being made on this already, or there will be. Um, there's a particular section of that terms of service that I want to talk about. And, with all things, involving contracts, you have to be so concrete in your language. It has to be unmistakable what it is that you actually mean. Otherwise, it's less enforceable or, that sort of thing. And I hate court law stuff. So you can have lawyers go over it and everything in more detail. That's all fine and good. I'm just going to tell you my opinion again of the new terms of service. And this has to do with reporting to YouTube when somebody's being a bad boy, basically, um, and all the stuff that they think is bad. Because there are a lot of things that, in general, many people find to be not good, bad, which YouTube. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that at least because there are people still that think that YouTube doesn't go far enough in whatever. But okay, so my biggest thing is that usually it's people, not YouTube, it's users that report things to YouTube. And kind of like taxes, you can see why that's always been an issue because what was an issue with one person isn't an issue with another person, for all kinds of reasons, not just less sensitive, question of sensitivity or a question of um, personality. There's all kinds of reasons why it just, and people understand this. I was just recently reading about the term woke, um, and how inner city younger black kids will see that term differently, or some people will see that term differently that are African American, compared to many other people that are probably more familiar with either the conspiracy theory kinds of meanings of the term woke, or the way that Jim Carrey might use the term woke, or has in the past, or something. I don't know. So it's so that's just one word. So if you're talking about something like harassment, this is another word. It's again that YouTube uses that says it's a issue. They'll take action with harassment. Well, what is harassment? Is harassment bullying? And bullying happens all the time on YouTube. Um, every day, every time you go to the comment section, there's bullying going on. And why? Because everybody uses YouTube, and it's just, so you have everybody from really great people using YouTube to worst people in the world. I don't know about felons or anything, but you have you have a lot of scumbags, and you also have just a lot of riffraff, and you have just a lot of punk kids that just are being punks. But you have every kind of person using YouTube. So, um, harassment. Well, it's just like the term woke. It means different things for different people. Some people might, and then there's a separate section for reporting for hate speech. And where does harassment and hate speech, where do they differ? Is hate speech just about race and religion? And often race seems like it's more of a hot button topic. But it's often, people often accuse YouTube of, being biased in some respects. But that's another subject. But that's also plays in here, of course. So they often feel like YouTube favors certain politics or certain religions or certain maybe not races, but I don't know. People, this is kind of another subject that a lot of people will often talk about on YouTube. But so there's harassment and then there's hate speech, and um, you know, um, so because there's so much riffraff on YouTube, a lot of times I've gone around and I don't report things on average once a week. I probably will, last a while, have reported at least something once a month, um, more or less, once or twice a month. And it's usually harassment. But I won't do it anymore. The only thing I'm going to do now is, block a person or from my channel, and also mute the person. Muting is probably the most effective thing to do now. And you just mute everybody. You don't report them, because if you report them, apparently this is YouTube's new policy. It's vexatious for them. Well, it's always been YouTube. Ever since Google took over YouTube, things have been vexatious. You know what? I mean, just it's okay. I mean, but just to give you an idea, going to a lesson in the morning, and just the parents were gonna send something to me, but they didn't in the email, and got mixed up, and I totally understood that they're gonna pay for the lesson no matter what. But it's vexatious having to come, in the early morning, and you could have got some extra beauty sleep or whatever. but but that's vexatious. But in a way, it is. But that's just one of billions of things in my life that are vexatious. YouTube, you can't tell me that. I mean, I imagine you get, I don't know how much reports come to you, but if you want that to be less vexatious, then you shouldn't have users reporting on stuff. You should do it all yourself. That would probably make things more vexatious for you. But you have to figure out a different system, because again, we all have these different ideas of what constitutes these different violations of YouTube's terms of service, because they're words. They're not really as concrete as you might think. Um, Obviously, we understand what sexual, the improper stuff that's in, online, that's sexual. We understand what that is. That's pretty straightforward, as well as violent content, even, yeah, and profanity or whatever else. There's probably a few other things you have on there. Obviously, the big things being like spam and all the copyright stuff and everything. Yeah, but yeah, hate speech and harassment. I won't report on that stuff in comments as much anymore, because I wonder if it's vexatious for YouTube. But I'm only guessing, because YouTube is still being a little bit unclear, more unclear than they should be. The more you're talking about, people that, it's not just people that have a hard time understanding what you're saying. It's just different, means different things to different people, and some people are just very angry people in general. They're just looking for reasons to report everybody. I'm not one of those people. I just happen to run into a lot of those kinds of folks on YouTube in the comment sections. And so a lot of people don't even pay attention to comment sections. That's why, because they're very vexatious a lot of times, especially talking about anything, well, obviously political things, but also many other things as well. The big things are race, politics, religion. Those are some of the big three still. And when you go in a comment section in any of those kinds of videos, um, it's vexatious. It's going to be vexatious. Unless if you come in to those comment sections ready for a debate. A lot of people do. They're looking for a debate. They just want a debate, and they're oftentimes causing the vexation to be worse. Even though they think they're after convincing people of the rightness of their trains of thoughts or beliefs, and we all have our own beliefs about this stuff. It's just that, and we do want to. We like it when we love it when we can convince someone else, or when we can. That's a great feeling, but it's not really a great feeling, in my opinion, when um, you tear someone down, and you don't want to attack people, but a lot of people still believe that's an okay thing to do. Um, on some level, and it's just kind of like a schoolyard fight, or it's like fights, verbal fights, and I'm certain that YouTube wants less of that. It goes without saying, but they're going to have to handle it differently than just updating their terms of service and then expecting everybody to know exactly what these terms mean. On the one hand, then they say, remember to keep your comments respectful and da 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 da. And they put a reminder there, but everybody's ignoring the reminder. Or at least a lot of people are. The comment sections aren't really all that different. I mean, personally, I might be a touch more respectful now. A touch. But it's just more confusion on the part of YouTube, because it's a question of if YouTube cracks down on stuff or not. And you get 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes, some things. So I just, I might be sarcastic on occasion with some folks. I just, just mute the riffraff. And I think YouTube should just say that. YouTube should come up with a video, if they haven't already, and just say, we're sorry, folks. What we want you to do, though, is if, you are upset by somebody, just mute them. So that's what I would say for all of you guys that are involved in comment sections. Is just, you're going to have to mute people, I suppose. Mute them and block them from your channel if you want to. Mute and block. But reporting stuff seems to be this issue now. And I'm only reporting something if it's like something that would be almost a legal matter. Like that level of seriousness. Otherwise, they're saying, it's vexatious. Let me tell you what, eating a donut, well, actually, no. Eating a tasty meal is not vexatious. It's not vexatious, especially if you're not interrupted. Tasty meal of like prime rib and a donut, ice cream. Eating ice cream is not vexatious. It might be vexatious for your body later on if you love that. Okay, but no, that kind of experience is not vexatious. Most things I do in life, or most things that happen to me, on some level stressful or vexatious. And so, YouTube, you got to think about your clarity with people. And talking about billions of people throughout the entire world watching YouTube stuff and reading many people won't even read the updated terms of service. But you're talking about so many different kinds of people, have so many different things going on in their lives. They are not gonna. You're not gonna have people agreeing always exactly on what it is you're talking about. It's back in your court, YouTube. Now you can do your strikes, and you can have. That's all. We all understand that. You can be really unclear with people that monetize their channels, how much money they're earning, and this is why a lot of people increasingly are doing Patreons and stuff that make money from YouTube. And you have that one German guy that took YouTube to court and stuff. They have all this stuff going on. Meanwhile, they update their terms of service. Well, so again, even though they haven't said it, I'm just going to say it, folks. I think it's just a question of muting, hiding comments, whatever on your inbox, and blocking. Muting, hiding, blocking. Muting, hiding, blocking. Reporting, it's just going to make YouTube upset because they have too much crud to deal with already as it is. But Google got themselves in the situation in the first place. Now you can see some really unexpected stuff happening with their how they handle YouTube in the future. You can still see that happening, but we don't know exactly what that's going to be. Let the conspiracy theory stuff continue. Okay, catch you guys later. Take care.